how Sushma Madam had written 96 letters to the Pakistan government for consular access to me. And this was a huge number and a huge contribution that Sushma Madam had done. Being such a high-profile politician, but she was always down to earth and helping the common man. And the way she pursued my case, it was very, you can say it was like a personal touch that she had given to pursue my case and getting me back. So whatever I learned from my mother about Sushma Madam, it is always appreciable, and it always earns respect more and more for her. And the loss that has happened, obviously, it is irreversible, but it is also shocking and heartbreaking at the same time.
In fact, the Prime Minister has reached the residence, it seems, of the former Foreign Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, and we'll just go live across to those visuals where the Prime Minister is expected any moment to pay his tributes, to pay his respects to Sushma Swaraj. Hamid, do you recall when you met? All right, those are the visuals of the Prime Minister just making his way inside the residence of Sushma Swaraj. He will be paying his respects there. He's expected any moment. The Prime Minister also tweeted yesterday about Sushma Swaraj and said that a glorious chapter of Indian politics has come to an end. My colleague Poulami Saha with me on this. Poulami, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached at this point of time. It's former Vice President Hamid Ansari who is seen in these visuals. But the Prime Minister, in fact, worked closely with Sushma Swaraj. A lot, in fact, has been written and spoken about their relationship. And now the Prime Minister, in fact, there to pay his final respects.
That's right, Ankit. The Prime Minister just arrived at Sushma Swaraj's residence here in central Delhi just a short while ago. Venkaiah Naidu also has arrived. He reached here earlier. And also former Vice President Hamid Ansari. We're also expecting the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, to arrive here in a short while from now as well. The Prime Minister has just gone up this apartment building to Mrs. Swaraj's residence to pay his tributes to the departed leader, to pay his condolences to her grieving husband and the daughter of Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, Basuri, as well. Obviously, the Prime Minister expressed it as a personal loss yesterday when he recounted his times working with Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, and obviously the fact that she was such a dedicated party worker that she never lost sight of the fact that she was a BJP Karyakarta first, and then, of course, in any other role that the party had, esteemed for her and had allowed her to grow into. She never lost sight of the ground. And of course, the Prime Minister himself narrated that in the time that she was
has in fact reached inside. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeting yesterday about his personal, in fact, equation, his personal relationship with Sushma Swaraj when he inducted her as the Videsh Mantri. The Prime Minister paying his tributes to the former Foreign Affairs Minister, and also, in fact, meeting the daughter and the husband of Sushma Swaraj, the grieving family there. The Prime Minister, in fact, yesterday tweeted and he said that Sushma Swaraj is an inspiration. Her demise is an end to a glorious chapter in the politics of the country. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu as well there. The Prime Minister meeting Mr. Swaraj Kaushal, the husband of Sushma Swaraj, Foreign Affairs Minister, former Foreign Affairs Minister of India. For the Prime Minister as well, filled up with a lot of emotions after our colleague who worked with him closely in the cabinet, and also for a party leader who has worked for many decades with the Prime Minister, standing there along with the husband of Sushma Swaraj, and also the Vice President in the same frame, her daughter also there. A very, very emotional Prime Minister Narendra Modi paying his tributes. Mr. Narendra Modi now speaking to the daughter of former Foreign Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, Masuri Swaraj. In fact, the Prime Minister had a conversation with the husband as well of the former Foreign Minister, and quite an emotional, in fact, Prime Minister at this moment after paying tribute to Sushma Swaraj. In a series of tweets yesterday, the Prime Minister expressed his condolences, his grief on the demise of the former Foreign Minister of India. He said that Sushmaji's demise was a personal loss. She will be remembered fondly for everything she has done for India. My thoughts are with the family, supporters and admirers in this very unfortunate hour. Om Shanti.